On the 18th of April 2024, on a Thursday afternoon, a military Bell UH-1 Iroquois chopper commonly known as a Hiwi crash-landed and caught fire in Sindar area on the border of West Pokot and Elgeyo-Marakwet counties. On board the chopper was the Chief of Defense Forces of the Republic of Kenya, General Francis Ogolla, together with other 11 KDF officers. The accident left 10 officers dead on spot, whom among them was the General, with only 2 officers surviving the gruesome accident. The demise of the General came before he could celebrate his first year as the CDF and his 40 years in his impeccable military career. Described as a humble and a competent general, we look at a glimpse the life of a son, a general, a husband, a father, a grandfather, and a devout Christian.
John 11:25, where Jesus said to her, I am the resurrection and the life. He that believes in me, though he dies, yet shall he live.
What are you gonna fly, Francis?
Francis will soon be Top Gun of Kenya.
Top Gun.
Top Gun of Kenya. Yes, sir.
Francis Omondi Ogolla, born on the 12th of February 1962 in Gia Alego, Usonga, Siaya County, began his military career on the 24th of April 1984 at the age of 22 when he enlisted in the Kenya Defense Forces. A year into his service, Ogolla was commissioned as a second lieutenant in the Kenyan Air Force. With a passion for flying, Ogolla was trained as a fighter pilot by the United States Air Force, the most elite air force in the world. Throughout his military career, as he went up through the ranks, Ogolla held some paramount positions in the Kenyan Air Force. He was an instructor pilot in the Air Force. He was an operations desk officer in the force. He became a chief flying instructor at the Kenya Air Force Training School. He was a commanding officer of the Tactical Fighter Wing. He was a base commander of the Laikipia Air Base, which got him promoted as the deputy commander of the Kenyan Air Force. As Ogolla was advancing in his military career, so was he in his educational profile. The general had a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science and a Master's of Arts in International Studies from the University of Nairobi. He also had a diploma in military science from Egerton University. Ogolla was also a graduate of a military school in France and a graduate of the National Defense College in Kenya, where he took up in understanding counterterrorism, imagery intelligence, and aviation accident investigation. After 34 years in his career, Ogolla became a Major General in 2018 and was appointed as the commander of the Kenyan Air Force at the age of 56. He served the post for 3 years and later got promoted to a Lieutenant General and the Vice Chief of the Defense Forces in 2021. 2022 was an election year in Kenya, which brought in a new president, President Ruto. Ogolla's name was mentioned by the president as among the individuals who were sent to Bomas to try to overturn his victory. In 2023, as the president was looking for a new CDF, General Ogolla was among the potential candidates for the job. But because of his involvement in the election, the president's advisors discouraged him from appointing Ogolla. But because of Ogolla's impeccable credentials and the president's overview of what made the general be involved in the elections, the president forgave Ogolla's shortcoming and decided to appoint him as his principal military advisor.
All laws, orders, regulations, directions, and instructions concerning Kenya Defense Forces. So help me.
President Ruto went on to give his reason for Ogolla's appointment, mainly because there has never been a Luo who has ever held the position.
I'm also conscious that since independence, there is nobody from Nyanza who has ever been CDF. And it also played in my mind that I don't want a situation where a whole community think they cannot occupy a certain office.
At 61, Francis reached the pinnacle point of his career. a family man who was married to Eileen Ogolla and had 2 children, Joel and Lorna. The little that was known about the general revolved around one word, which was humility. Described as a man who cared about the welfare of the nation, his troops, and a man of faith, showed how much of a capable general we had that the president entrusted in keeping the country safe from its internal and external adversaries. The general had good plans for the armed forces. It's sad that he did not live long enough to see his plans into completion. The Lord had other plans for him. But what the general left, it's his unwavering service to his beloved nation of Kenya.